This episode of the Conscious Salon Podcast is brought to you by Revlon Professional Australia. Welcome back to the Conscious Salon Podcast. Tess, today we have someone very special sitting in front of us whose story is going to resonate with a lot of people in our community. If you are, I put a story on our Instagram this morning and I said, if you are a millennial hairdresser, you know the person sitting in front of us. So this woman began her career in the most humble of ways, running a salon from home where she took on her sister Darcy as her apprentice. So she knows all about running a salon with family.
You've given it away because you said Darcy. You should have just said sister.
Okay, her sister who shan't be named as an apprentice. From those early days, she already carried the kind of drive and vision that would later set her apart in our industry. Not long after, she took the leap into her first commercial space on the Mornington Peninsula. What started small quickly grew into being one of the most recognisable blonde specialist salons in Australia. I really hope you take this in, by the way. I always get so emotional reading these out when we do them.
So special.
Clients would travel from all over Victoria knowing that they were walking into a space that not only understood lived in colour but also had a culture of fun. But her vision didn't stop at the salon door. She was the first person in our industry to innovate live in-person workshops, creating classes that inspired stylists to elevate their craft. And also, fun fact,
I was hoping you'd mention it. I'm one of the students.
Yes. We sent our team. It was the first education that we ever invested in.
We sent our team because I really wanted to go.
Jess really wanted to go. She brought people together into rooms that were filled not only just with technique but with energy, excitement and possibility. And long before it was the norm, she was pioneering the shift to online education, building a platform that made learning accessible from anywhere. We were also online students as well.
We were.
Her career has taken her around Australia as an educator, where she's shared her skills, influencing a generation of hairdressers who now credit her as a major inspiration in their journey. Most recently, she added yet another chapter by launching her own tools line, which she generously gifted to us today as well. We'll bust those out later. Absolutely. The JL Hair Care line, a brand that represents not just practical tools, but a symbol of her growth and unwavering commitment to her industry. And through all of this, she's been raising 3 beautiful daughters, Ava, Hazel and Goldie, and navigating the push and pull of motherhood, entrepreneurship, and learning how to be fully present in both. Her story is raw, real and inspiring because she shows us what is possible when you commit to both your vision and your family. Well, that made me a bit teary. It is our absolute pleasure to welcome to the Conscious Salon Podcast, Jess Lewis.
Isn't that special?
Isn't that beautiful?
It's so special.
We're off to a good start. Isn't that beautiful?
I know.
I think that was more intense than Luke's vows to me on our wedding day.
Well, they're her words, Luke, not ours.
Absolutely.
How amazing is that?
so nice.
It's so easy to forget how much impact that you've had. And I think even with that, I know when we were speaking off air earlier, how it can be so easy to think that what we're talking about, the playing it small, you feel like that imposter will come out.
Yeah.
You're fucking one of the OGs. You're one of the few people that I actually know and recognise in our industry. I feel like there's so many
Whenever
people.
we go to these amazing industry events, and I always say to Tess, I'm like, oh, Tess, there's so-and-so.
Yeah.
And she's like, who?
I'm like, what?
Who? What?
Yeah.
Who?
But if it's, there's Jess Lewis, I'm like, fuck, where? Or I'm pointing you out. So what an amazing, look at all you've achieved.
How does
continuing.
that feel to hear that, Jess?
It was emotional. It was really nice. Yeah, I think you easily forget. I don't know. I think just life's so chaotic. I feel like I'm still trying to do things and I don't know if they're right. You know what I mean? So, hearing that, I think I've done okay.
Oh,
it's pretty incredible.
Done a fair bit.
It's interesting with this series. We've had so many women sitting in front of us who, some of them we've known and we've had relationships with beforehand, and some of them we're meeting for the first time, but we've followed their journey. And it really is emotional when we put those words together because we feel like we have watched these women, and you included, evolve right before our eyes. So we feel like we've been on the journey with you.
Yeah.
And there is that thing of feeling really, really unbelievably proud of what you've achieved. But I think further than that, you've shown so many women in our industry what's possible because you were a really young mum.
Yeah.
You had a business with your family, and then now to go on and have 3 girls and to do your mat leaves in completely different ways, which we want to talk about today, obviously.
Yeah.
But massive.
No, big clap.
Well, thank you.
So Jess, can you talk us through, for anyone who is living under a rock and is hearing about you for the first time, I want to talk through your business journey in your own words. So starting in your home salon and then growing into the commercial space and now what the brand of HBJL is.
Yeah. So it even probably started a little bit before that. Like when I was in the first salon I was there for 7 years. So did my apprenticeship, managed the salon. And not a lot of people know this, but I was actually meant to buy the salon that I was working in. Yeah.
Wow.
And then it was sold behind my back.
Oh,
dogs.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Bit them in
That's
the
the first time that's dropped.
It's an exclusive.
Exclusive. So many exclusives this podcast.
Oh my
already.
God. Imagine though watching that, being that person, being like,
egg on their
fuck.
face.
But do you know what? When that happened in that moment, because I was like 9 weeks pregnant with Ava, I remember thinking my world was like crumbling down. But I'm so glad it happened because there's a reason for everything. You know what I mean? So anyway, I left that salon and then I worked for myself. I was a subby at another salon.
So did you have sorry, before we jump forward, did you have like things in place? Was it like all verbal or was it like?
Yep. So we had my boss at the time really close and don't get me wrong, amazing businesswoman, like, trained me to work really hard and loved working there. So long story short, I was meant to purchase it and then we had like a 5-year plan type thing and then I fell pregnant with Ava sooner than expected. So then I knew how much the salon made and it was when I started Hair by Jess Lewis, like when Instagram first came along. So I knew how much I was making and if I wasn't going to be in the salon, I knew it wasn't going to make money. So it wasn't the right time for me to buy it. So I told her that, Shak, it's all good. We'll just wait for next financial year. Just put down a $10,000 holding deposit. I was like, yep, easy. So that was like on a Friday, I think we discussed, or a Thursday. And then on the Monday, she'd let me know that she had sold it to someone else, which was actually an apprentice of the salon. Yeah, wild.
Well, did you get your 10 grand back?
Okay.
So, salon does not exist anymore.
What a shock.
So, but you know what? Like,
And you're still standing.
I'm still standing. And
we need to put in that song.
literally,
I'm still standing.
and the fit out of my first salon was cheaper than what I was going to pay for the salon. So there's so many.
So universe really like had you back
Literally,
with that.
right?
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, then worked for myself at a salon in Frankston and loved doing that. And then weirdly bought a house that had a home salon in it. So working from home was never a part of my plan. I wasn't a fan of home salons.
No.
But it just happened. So did that.
Were you not a fan because you couldn't like have the balance? Like were you like struggling to like separate it?
I just used to think it was tacky, in all honesty. Like that's how I used to. Now I would not think that at all, but it wasn't until I was like, nah, like you've got to be in a salon for it to be like
this is what
luxe, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, had a home salon. I was just like, fuck it. I'll just do this and see how we go. Convinced Darcy to do an apprenticeship. And then we outgrew that space. So then moved into my next space that I'm in now that I renovated
Which
3
was
years ago.
smaller because there was only one and then you took over both, right?
Yeah. Yep. So
Which
3 years
is
ago, renovated it and made it.
huge.
It's probably nearly triple the size.
It's like a kingdom now.
Like
It'd be like, I reckon it'd be about 200 square meters, would it be?
listen, I don't know the math.
I-
But
Where's Luke
heard it
when we
here
need
first.
him?
Exactly.
Luke in here.
Luke, where are you?
Actually,
That's
what's
right.
Luke's, is it Straight Mate?
Straight Mate.
Is that his
Yeah.
company? Yeah. I'm like, we need some Straight Mate tool to tell us that.
He will love that you just plugged that, by the way.
I can't believe I remember the name of it. I've got no interest in being a tradie ever, but
It's a good name.
sold.
It's a great name.
So I've actually been a client in your salon, in your space, and I came in and had.
We're really
Malibu
giving
cleanse.
fans. I feel like you're so safe with us, Jess, because I feel like
I'm
we're like,
loving
I was a
it.
student. I was an online student. I've been in your salon.
And here I am nervous sitting in front of you.
But it is such a beautiful space.
Thank you.
It's so
and
beautiful.
a really special client experience.
Mm.
Really,
Yeah.
really special. And just the feeling when you walk in it. You know what vibe it actually gives me? It almost gives me like a bit of a Palm Springs vibe. I don't know if you're going for this at all, but the actual decor of the salon, it feels like,
like-
Tuscan.
yeah,
Tuscan,
it's
is
just
that the
very
vibe?
yeah.
like bright, white, minimalist,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Stony.
beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted
it's
that. But I
gorgeous.
also, one thing I learned from having a home salon was I wanted to give that personal experience in a bigger space. So that's why the salon is laid out the way that it is. Like even how people kind of walk in, it's not like we don't have a receptionist. We do that all ourselves. But yeah, I wanted that type of feeling in there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you definitely have, and you've got that with your culture. Like you guys are known for having that real like fun, high
Yeah.
vibe, like big happy family.
Yeah.
And like I see that with all your socials that you post as well with your clients are all very into what came into my head then as we're talking about that. Luke coming in his underwear. Luke's getting a real plug. I feel like he should be here now.
He is.
But like even that, the fact that was so like, it was shocking, but not like everyone being like, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, do you know
it was
what's funny?
hilarious.
Is like Instagram, right? It took off.
Of course.
And even this company, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but this company contacted me and so what you can do is they can actually like purchase the rights to the video and they can like, I know, right? It's a whole different world. So I was like, fuck yeah, like sure, right? You make some money off it depending how many views. So Instagram loved it. And I was like, that's why I was like, perfect. Like let's.
So good.
Anyway, it went viral on Facebook. I can tell you right now, it was not accepted.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, no.
I saw some comments of people being like, you know, this guy walking in like whose husband,
Literally.
and I was like, sorry, why are we complaining?
Yeah,
Is this the best thing
he's
ever?
a narcissist. He just wanted attention. That kid should be taken off them. And then because Darcy goes over there, they're like, he's sleeping with that girl. I'm like, well, fuck.
Oh my gosh. All right, people on Facebookers, get it together.
But you cashed out. You're like,
Totally.
yeah, video.
Can't argue
Got a
with
little
that
bit of
chick.
money, got me money, and I was good to go. But yeah, it was interesting. Things are accepted on Instagram,
How
not so much on
wild.
Facebook. Yeah. But yeah,
Wow.
again, our clients, they know.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And because we share our culture
Yeah.
on socials, that's not for everyone, but I think it's a big part of our brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mick did dress up as Santa once, my partner. He definitely has more of the Santa vibe than the underwear vibe that Luke's got.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, not every husband we would recommend
do that.
doing that. The jobs.
I would.
don't
I would be
condone.
happy with Mick walking in his underwear. Let that be known. Babe, I love it.
And come in your underwear.
Yeah, and come when the salon's closed. But Jess, what made you decide to move from the home salon to the commercial space? What was the big decider there?
I think just outgrowing the space, obviously with having Darcy as well. It only had 3 seats. There was only so much we could do. But separating that home and business life was one of the biggest things. I felt like I never left the house.
Yeah.
Like I hated that. Like I was working a lot. Obviously Ava was there, but then I'd almost get like irritated if like my mum was always there helping or Ava's dad, my ex-husband, he would be there as well. But I'd be like, oh, Ava's crying, she's being, like, it's not her fault, she's the kid, or whinging. But I'm like, that's ruining the experience.
Yeah.
Even though it was far away from the salon, it was still loud. Or I'd be like, oh, can you not cook that food because I can like smell it coming. Like it got to that type of point. So I was like, all right, done, time to move on. Obviously, I'm very much always on to the next thing and there's only so much growth I would have done there. So it served its time and purpose. It obviously gave me, you know, I could save a bit of money for my first salon fit out and things like that. But yeah, definitely separating the home and business life was probably the biggest thing.
I so reckon that is such a big thing because we work from home as well.
Yeah.
And even with my son, he's 6 months, having that, even though I know that he's with my mum.
But he's still there.
You're still aware of like,
Yeah,
I can hear.
You hear a
That sounds like it's a bit longer than a usual cry, or like, it's really hard. So I can't imagine, especially with working with clients and trying to give that experience.
And then if they come in, like, of course, it's lovely. Like the kids come in, but then it's like, then they cry when they leave, and you're like, oh my god. Like even now, if the kids come into the salon, like Luke knows it's a short duration that I can handle because I get like so sensory overload with everything.
Totally.
The kids.
You say, Dal, one quick lap in your undies and then you're out.
And then out.
Just got to make sure
Next
everyone
time
can see.
naked.
When the salon's open, Luke, hear that. Hear that.
Everyone book in.
Jess, how old was Ava when you went into the commercial space, and what was that like for you? With
How
her
old was
being
she,
so-
did you
yeah.
say? Oh, she would have been, maybe 3, I think. Yeah.
So like still in the thick of it.
Yeah. She was 3. But it was the best thing for me, I think. Yeah, because just being at home just was getting, a little bit toxic, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, I started doing my workshops too when I was working from home. So I used to have another hair care company called Hair and Me when I was with my ex. And we had a factory, so that's where we did.
remember that.
That's where we did the
Yeah.
The
workshops.
peppermint shampoo and conditioner.
That slapped. That
Yeah.
there was
It
a
was actually
mask.
really
The
good.
mask was
It was
it.
good,
I
wasn't
loved
it?
that. Yeah. Does that still exist?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame. But it was a good product. Okay, great. Probably not. Just worked out why that would have potentially stopped.
We can delve into that later. But yeah, so then I was doing the workshops out of the factory. So I bought like a portable basin to do it because obviously no one could come into my home salon.
Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
another
can't give
reason
me
I
address.
needed the salon.
So
Wow.
that was originally the where you did all the shampoo and everything at the back. So then you demolished that and then made the salon bigger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Piecing all the puzzles together.
Oh, gosh, fucking hell, you get it done.
So Jess, you have also talked about like pretty openly about being anxious and having anxiety, which we talked about a couple of like in this series with a couple of guests about our industry being really performative. So it doesn't matter what's going on behind the scenes with us. One of the pressures in our job, especially it is different with hair versus beauty, because beauty often the client's coming in to, you know, close their eyes and have a moment, but with hair, clients can be sitting in a chair for 5 hours, and there is that part of all of us that is performative and is that people pleaser. It doesn't matter what we're going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We have to show up and have that smile and happy face.
Yeah.
And you've also been really candid about some of the things that you have experienced in your time as a salon owner. What's been one of the hardest days that you've had in business where you've had to feel performative?
It's probably 2, I would say. First one was when I got divorced. I think because I was very, like, you know, I was married, so I'd shared my relationship. The clients were very aware. My ex-husband used to also work within the salon space. So telling people that I was getting divorced or no longer with him was really hard. I felt embarrassed. I think like that kind of, I still think about it because I feel bad. Yeah. But I only cried once at work about it. And he's a good guy. He's great dad to Ava. But that was really hard because I had to keep working. I then had to navigate Ava, I had to sell my houses. Like there was just so many financial things that was really overwhelming. So that was probably one of the hardest. And then I had 2 miscarriages, which was, I feel like the salons jinxed me. So yeah, moving to that salon, got divorced, I think maybe six or so months after I'd opened that space after the moving from the home salon. And then when I was renovating the new space, I had my first miscarriage. Wasn't planning to fall pregnant then. So I remember when I fell pregnant, I was like, oh my gosh, like crap, I'm renovating this. Like I need to be in here. Like I can't be pregnant yet. And then had a miscarriage, and like I was sad, but I was like, wasn't meant to be. All good. And then went again, had another miscarriage, and I was like, fuck, this is now hard. So it happened twice, and I remember it was actually, so Ava and Darcy share the same birthday, so my daughter and sister, and it was their birthday, and I was at work and I just bled. So then had to deal with that while still working.
And you continued working?
Yeah. I would never stop working. I'm a bit weird like that. I just keep going. And also it's like out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? Like if I keep going, I'm just like, I just need to get through this. Plus then I had to celebrate Ava and Darcy's birthday.
Oh my gosh.
So probably those 2 things were probably the biggest things that happened that I couldn't fully show how I was feeling / I just like buried it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think it is in us all, Jess, as hairdressers and people in this industry? What do you think it is that makes us stay in that moment and just go, I'm just going to be here for my clients and
just, I think resilience. I think it's probably one of the biggest things. Like it's like almost like this safe, it's almost like you can forget what's happening because you're on show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it all the time. All the time. Like even if I've had a shit morning, it's like, you know, I'll vent to the work girls about like the kids or whatever. Then as soon as that client walks in, I'm like, morning. Like you would not know.
I resonate with that a
wild.
lot, how much you can, and like even with like sisters, like Nikki and I can sometimes have like moments of like, you know, conflict or whatever where we're not feeling super great, and then people walk in and we're like, hello. We can just like,
and then people go, do you have a fight? No.
Definitely not right now. We're definitely not right in the middle of it.
You'd understand that working with Darcy.
Absolutely.
Literally. Yeah.
But even with that, like I think about that, like there can be bad mornings, but like were you aware that you were like going to, like did you literally just go to the toilet and you were bleeding, or was it like you knew that something was happening and like we don't have to go into this if you don't want to?
No. Yeah. I just needed to go to the toilet, and then because I'd already had the first miscarriage, and then I saw blood and I was just like, oh my God. And I sent a photo to Luke. I was like, it's happening. And he's like, no, it's all good. It's all good. And I was like, no. And then went to the toilet and it just kept coming.
Oh.
So yeah. But then if I didn't have those, I wouldn't have had Goldie.
Yes.
So I just have to always think of things in
you
that
are very
sense.
good at finding there.
But only after. You know
but
what I
here's the
mean?
thing, in that moment, like I'm hearing that, I'm like, fuck, how the fuck did you go back out? I feel like I would have just been like, sorry, no. Like everyone will need to, like I can't even fathom the idea of being able, like that is a real testament to your resilience, because I don't think there are many people in the planet that would be able to do that and be like, okay, I can just like compartmentalize this and deal with this later, and I'm going to go and like continue doing, like how many more clients did you have to do?
Oh, like the whole day type thing. It was like, yeah, it was in.
And then you
in
went
the morning.
home and then just like.
Yeah, then I had Ava's birthday and yeah, it was
Oh,
a lot. And then we had
that's-
Easter and it was just like, and it's obviously hard too. It's like, you know, we told some family members the first time, and then the second time I was like to Luke, we can't tell anyone because I can't be bothered going through. I don't want the sympathy. I hate the awkward sympathy.
The awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
I think even
really
with
real,
like
isn't it?
watching you online, like I remember when you shared about when you fell pregnant with, how old's Goldie?
19 months.
Yes. So I think this was around when, because it took me about a year to get pregnant
Yeah.
with my son River. And I remember you sharing the fact that you'd had miscarriages, and I
Yeah.
was even with that because like looking at from the outside, like you've got Ava, you've got Hazel, so it looks
Yeah, like why?
easy, like you could just snap your fingers.
Literally. I thought
So
the
this-
same thing.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So this thing, when you shared that you'd had these 2 miscarriages, it was such a like, I remember being like, oh my God, like she struggled with this.
Yeah.
And again, with that thing of you really don't know what the fuck people are going through
No.
and how that can look, and what, like there would be clients that will not even, of yours now, who potentially will be watching this being like, I wonder if that was me that day, if I was in there on that day.
Literally.
And
Yeah.
they wouldn't have even known that that was what you were like going through, this
Yeah.
unbelievably like heartbreaking, devastating thing. And you were
Yeah.
still able to show up like, fuck, you're a powerful bitch. I'm going to say that. That is like
I'll take it.
unbelievable.
Thank you.
But when you did share that, I remember looking at you just thinking like, that really created like a really, I think one of the things that most people see with you, we feel like we know you because you share so openly and
Yeah.
like vulnerably, and you talk about things that people can relate to, anxiety, you know, those sort of things.
Yeah.
I can see you in that.
Yeah.
And even when we start having that, like that realization, I think one of the things that people really do get drawn to with you is you make people feel seen or understood, because these are things that you can show how it, like the potential that it can be, or
Yes.
like that these things can exist at once. You can still be, you know, incredible at what you're doing and also be dealing with things that are really tough.
Yeah.
So I really want to acknowledge you in that moment, because that's like a
Thank
really
you.
fucking huge thing. I do also wanted to share quickly as well, when you did share your announcement of being pregnant with Goldie, that video of Ava finding out,
I know.
I hear that fucking Billie Eilish song from Barbie.
It's so like
Tears straight away.
it's so like that, isn't it? Like you hear a song,
Yeah.
and if you like picture it with
Used to,
something,
yeah.
it always just brings on the tears.
It does,
We've actually got so many songs, Luke and I, that we remember like with those moments. Like I know it's not for everyone sharing everything online and whatever, but like fuck, I love it.
It was so
We've got all of it
beautiful.
to look back on and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even seeing that, like I really felt that in that moment of when you shared about, you know, the struggles that you'd had, and even with you were talking, you talk really candidly to the everyone that hasn't seen that, go through the archives and find those, because they're so, in that moment for me, really struggling with I haven't experienced pregnancy loss, but I really struggled with not snapping my fingers. I've always
so
been a
it's still
high
the same,
achiever. It's
empty
different,
feeling.
but
Yeah.
it's that feeling
Yeah.
of dropping down.
Yeah.
But hearing that you'd gone through that from the outside, I would have always thought that things were, you know,
Yeah.
easy. So like humanizing yourself like that, it was so valuable. And I want to like really acknowledge you in that moment, even with the things that you've shared here now.
Yeah.
That stuff makes such impact. So thank you for sharing that.
No, my pleasure.
Special.
Jess, I want to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
So obviously it was just you and Darcy in the early days, the
Yep.
glory days.
Yep.
And then you scaled to have 10 on team at
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah.
And then now your team shrunk a little bit.
Mhm.
Can we talk through why maybe bigger isn't always better?
Lots of personalities is always one of the biggest things. Like I've always been really lucky. In every team I've had in each season, it's been great.
Mm-hmm.
But then when that season ends, I'm always like, that's okay. There's a reason for that. they've moved on, whatever. But it's like less responsibility sometimes. Like obviously at the moment with how expensive everything is, having a salon is hard. It's really hard. Like we used to, you know, we'd be booked out months and months in advance. It'd be so hard to get in. Now it's so common to have cancellations every week. Yeah. Whereas I feel like probably ever since COVID, and then it's just kind of gotten worse since then. But I think the less responsibility on me has been a bit nicer. I've had to work more though, so there's pros and cons. Like obviously if I have a bigger team, there's less I have to be there. So now it's smaller, I'm back more, but I'm loving being back more. So yeah, it's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
100%. Isn't it interesting, Tess? And I always talk about like, and as you just said, sometimes when you're in that season, you can't necessarily see it. Sometimes we'll think, oh, our culture has never been this good, and then that season ends, a new one starts, and we're like, oh fuck, it's so much better, so much healthier, you know, all different things. And like obviously there's a season for everything, but I think there really is something to being committed to being present in the moment with what you're going through in your business, like especially for you right now. Like yes, you're coming back into the salon after having you know, mat leave with Hazel and Goldie. Yeah. I want to talk about the difference between your mat leave. So when you had Ava, when did you go back to work?
I think she was about 10 weeks I went back. Wow. It was very early. But obviously Instagram was like fresh new thing, and I'd started Hair by Jess Lewis, and I was like, if I don't go back, like everyone's going to forget who I am. And, you know, I would have been, 20, I think I was 23 or 24 then. And, yeah, not very many people had Instagram. So, I was just like, nah, I think I want to go back. And I thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum, and then I experienced it and I was like, not quite for me. Yeah. And that I feel like now that's so much, like I'm so proud to say that. Whereas 100%. Back then I was a bit like,
oh yeah.
You know, it can be an awkward thing. So yeah, I went back 10 weeks after having her. It was just like a couple of days, and then before I knew it, I was back like 4 days. But that kind of, I had the support of my mum. Like Ava was the only grandchild, so there was a lot more help, which was good. So yeah, I was back really quick.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Did you feel ready when you were re-entering, like coming back? Like at the start, were you like was it more out of, I need to go back to continue this momentum of Instagram to build myself to get to where I need to? Or was it like, I think I'm ready, now I can do it? Or was it kind of a bit of both?
I think it was a bit of both. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think too, I was just like, I wanted to make money. Yeah. Like I was just like, I can't do that, just sitting here type thing. And looking back on it as well, I don't think postnatal depression or anxiety was like, you know, as common or spoken about, but I definitely would have had it. And I think that's also my way of dealing with it, was like, all right, I need to go back to work.
Yeah. That's your happy place.
Yeah. So Jess, then you went on to meet your beautiful husband, Luke, and you went on to have Hazel first and then Goldie. Yeah. What was your mat leave like with Hazel and Goldie?
So Hazel was a COVID baby. So I was pretty much in lockdown my whole pregnancy, which is great because I was so fucking big. So big. So I'm glad no one got to witness that. It was actually bad because we'd not long kind of like restrictions had like softened when I came near the end of my pregnancy. I was like to Luke, no one can see me. Like no one's seen me from, it's like Jess was skinny and now she's like 20 kilos heavier. So I was like, oh my God. So that was such a unique, weird experience of doing that. But like I loved that. Like I got to just lay on the couch. Like you don't get to do that as a hairdresser. Like you're on your feet, you're tired, you're back. I mean, there's obviously so many jobs are like that, but yeah, it's a very labor intensive job when you're pregnant. And then I can't remember how long I had off with Hazel, but I was back. I think it might have been 2 or 3, maybe I'll say 3 months. So again, still a short period. Went back, and then Goldie was then completely different again because I'd had her, but I had a bigger team. So when I was pregnant with Goldie, I kind of lost my drive a little bit in hairdressing. I've been hairdressing for 20 years. So I think, I don't know, I couldn't be fucked. I could not be fucked. I couldn't be fucked talking, doing hair, creating content, showing up online. I was just like, this is like, I love showing up online for my personal life, but not for my business. I was just like, this is hard. Yeah. Like, and I think, again, just being pregnant, having the 2 kids, it was a lot. So then when I had Goldie, I'm like, I didn't book any date to come back. Whereas with the other two, I had already bookings booked in before they were born. So but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. My team's big. The salon could financially support itself. So that was probably, I guess, that's a career highlight, I think. Like that's, you know, at the end of the day, that's why you have a business, yeah? So you've got some type of flexibility. So being able to do that and be the mum that actually got to go and do school drop, school pickup, be there at Mother's Day without having to leave early, like all those types of things. And then obviously be there for Goldie as well. I went back, I think she might have been maybe 4 months. I just went in on Fridays and did 2 clients, like so easy. Like I'd made sure I picked my easy clients, so just, you know. But I just wanted to be there for the salon. I think it's important for the girls. Like, you know, if you own a salon, you do need to be in it. You are the brand. So I think that's another thing. But then, when it hit 6 months for her, I was like, okay. Like I got the itch again. And I was like, I think I want to go back in like full force again. Like I hadn't taken on new clients for 5 years maybe.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, I need to do 2 new clients a week minimum, like build my content back up, build my brand back up. And then Luke and I discussed switching roles and that's what we've done.
How's that gone for you guys? Like that's a big thing and like not the norm, something that like we're in similar positions with our partners as well.
It's interesting hearing other people's perspectives.
Yeah.
Like when they hear if our partners are like hands-on with the kids or my boyfriend was a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, he is amazing. But he is just amazing.
But it's also like,
why is he amazing? Because he's got a penis and he's holding a child.
Or Luke walks down the street and like an old lady might be like, oh, he's such a good dad.
So
I'm
hands-on.
Like, what? Because he's holding his child.
His child,
like what?
And it is wild like that. Like my partner,
feel like you should meet his wife.
Literally.
In front of you now. But even with that, like it is changing that, like what it can look like. And I think this is the biggest, what I see within our industry where we see the resistance. People don't believe you can have both. You can't have the family and the marriage or the relationship and the successful business and the team and all of those things. You can't have those 2 things existing at once. And this is where you get to define, well, no, actually you can. And you can have it look differently each time. However, like even when you're talking about all 3 of your pregnancies and like experiences with going back to work, all rapidly different, but all what would have served you in the seasons that you were at. When you were first with Ava, you were young, you needed to like build it up because if you didn't do that, then potentially you may not have what you have now. Where you go to 6 months with being with Goldie and now like, cool, I'm actually going to go hell to leather again. Luke, you're in. And I'm sure he would be loving being in and like enjoying that thing.
It was obviously like we discussed it. It might have actually been when Hazel was born maybe. And I was like, what's your like thoughts on this? And even he admits it now. It's like a bit of an ego thing. He was kind of like, oh, I can't, you know, I'm a carpenter. Like I can't do 3 days a week. I can't do 4 days a week. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I've got no idea, whatever. And then when we spoke about it, again, he's got his like side business at the moment, Straight Mate. And
Straight
then
mate.
he's like,
get it out there.
It's
a lot of tradie husbands and boyfriends listening at the minute. Go straight,
I think
mate.
I want to buy the stuff. I'm like, I'd never use it, but I'll buy those.
Buy a pen.
That's right.
So when he started doing that and I was like, okay, well, if he wants to do a bit of that, then I could go back more. And financially, like I was sitting at home and I could make triple what he was making in a day. And he like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was like, obviously I was envious of him too because he got to like drive to work. He got to sit in the sun and have his lunch and, you know.
He's getting his own time.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but also you're not making the same amount of money. Like I could make triple that.
Exactly.
So please let me go to work.
Yeah.
And once we, you know, then we had a meeting with the accountant and my accountant was like, it's a no-brainer. Like, and I was like, his name's Luke too. I was like, thanks, Luke.
Good on you.
So
Accountant Luke is also getting a plug. Well
Literally.
done, Accountant Luke.
So it was good having that too. Like,
yeah.
And so that's how we kind of did that. And then it was actually just last week because Luke was doing 2 days carpentry, 3 days at home with the kids. So one of us are always at home with the kids doing drop-off, pick-up with Goldie, whatever. So that took the stress out of, okay, if one of the kids is sick, we don't need to take a day off work. Like, 'cause that sucks too. It's so annoying when they get sick.
Absolutely.
Rude.
It's really inconvenient.
Literally. When I hear that cough in the night, I'm like,
Played in this episode. Look at what I've gone through. Take a Panadol, get to school.
Seriously. But yeah, last week he completely stopped carpentry.
Wow.
And he's doing straight mate.
Good, going all in.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that's when it really
well, that was the choice.
You
where I
have
was just
to.
like, all right, let's just go for it.
Fuck yeah.
And like it's doing, I said, I don't care what you do as long as you can like still pay yourself similar money to what you were making. He can always go back to carpentry. It's obviously that flexible type of job. So he's like, I guess like full-time straight mate, but full-time, half straight mate, half dad.
That's right. But going all in. That's
literally
fucking amazing.
That's
huge.
I love that.
Massive,
Massive. Well done to you
It
guys.
took me a bit though, because it's not my domain. I was very like, he'd be so excited about something and he'd be like, oh, I did this in sales. I'm like, well, how much you spend on ads? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm very
we love
much
to come in and pop the bubbles. So we're like,
know,
oh, that's
and then-
amazing.
And then I just
Let me
watch
bring
him
you
be
back to
like-
reality.
I'm like, oh, Jessica, stop. I'm better
do
now.
that, don't we?
I'm
Yeah, we
better
do.
now. I know.
Yeah, we've got the same. Our partners have always got a million ideas.
My boyfriend's a cactus farmer.
yeah.
It's so unique. Like
That's a really unique one.
is.
He
totally.
was a plumber though.
He
Not
was a
very good
plumber.
one, you'll
Yeah,
say.
qualified as a plumber. And then the next day he was like, I don't want to be a plumber anymore. I was like, but the cash that I was waiting
Literally,
for
what
from
are
the
you gonna
plumbing.
do?
So he became a cactus farmer. And he's always got like a new wild idea. He's very good at it.
He's read
And,
that
like,
book. He's done a few things.
You either have two
unique.
types of clients that come up the driveway because he runs it from home. It's either people who are like cashed up, people who are doing like a Palm Springs vibe around their pool,
load me up with
or
cactuses.
there's the hippies that walk up and I'm like, you're going to eat this cactus because it makes you trip.
Yeah.
Does it
Allegedly.
I
So
mean, we're not
tried that.
two
advocating.
types of
We're not
clients.
condoning
Not
eating
condoning or
cactuses.
advocating, but there's like, I don't know how we segued there. Jess, I want to read you something that you shared with us before the podcast with your permission, which I'm seeking now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what I wrote, but yes.
I want to read you something that you shared with us before we recorded, and I just thought it summed up the push-pull so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, I was so scared about losing my identity. So talking about when you first went on leave when you had Ava.
Yeah.
I went back to work when Ava was just 10 weeks old to make sure that I didn't lose what I had built. My biggest hurdle that I have faced is always and always will be the mum guilt, trying to be the best mum while also trying to be the best role model to show my 3 daughters that I can achieve absolutely anything. I've always been the main provider for my family, and I think that this is so powerful for my girls to see. How does it feel? Oh my God, fuck, am I okay?
Why is your voice so like emotionally?
Isn't it?
The husk.
Oh, isn't that powerful?
That actually made me a bit teary. What comes up for you hearing that?
Yeah.
Again, I think I just like forget, like I'm just go all the time. I think one of the biggest things for women is not having financial stability. So if you don't have that, it's like you can't do anything. You can't leave a relationship because you're stuck. What are you meant to do? Like you've got no money for anything, or if you don't have that confidence, like all of those things that make you your own person, like you need to be able to survive on your own. I think that's probably one of my biggest teachings, even to the girls at the salon. I'm like, you've got to make sure you always have your own money all the time. Like never forget that, because it's one of those things that obviously when I left my first relationship, I think without that, having it was always going to happen. But it made it easier in the sense of like, I'm going to be okay.
You're okay.
Like I've built this, I'm going to be okay. Like, so I think, for the girls to see that and seeing me work, because the mum guilt all the time. Like I'm like, sometimes I'm not there for bedtime, or I snap at them because I'm so tired because I've been talking for 11 hours straight that I don't want to deal with anything more. But, when they come in to the salon and they're just like, oh, this is mummy's salon, and go at the back and get chocolates all the time. And you know what I mean? Like,
they always know where the sweets
they know.
are. Yeah.
But I think, being that type of role model as a female is like, I'm not like, so like, oh, women this, women that. I'm definitely not like that.
Well, it's our first fight. I am. So, get out.
I was going to say, Jess, you will be by the end of this.
But like, I am like, I'm all for women, but I just want the girls to know that they can.
Yeah.
They can do anything. Like I
look at you.
love being a provider. Like
Literally look at you.
Totally.
And they will learn that from being in your presence. Like I feel like I'm learning that from being in your presence. It's fucking amazing.
And I hate to tell you, girlfriend, but you are like that because even what you're doing, like you may not consciously be like, I'm advocating for women, but what you're showing so many women is
potential.
You're showing people what's
I think I should reword that better. I think definitely advocating for that women can do it. Like even when I went through my divorce, even to this day, the amount of people that still DM me, how did you know? What did you do? How did you go about it? How did you were you scared that you weren't going to find someone else? Like, yes, of course I was fucking scared. Like, who's going to want to take on a divorcee with a child?
That is a really big thing though, to be doing that, especially with the fact that you guys were so layered. Like, yes, you were married. Yes, you've got Ava, but then you've also got the business, the like
there were so many things.
Levels to walk away from that.
But then I got to the point where I was just like, fuck it, I don't. Like happiness is the most important. I remember 100%. It clear as day. I took Ava on my own to the Royal Melbourne show and we were driving alone in the car. And like I hate driving in the city today.
Thank you so much for being here.
But doing those things independently, you know, when you're just like, drive into the city or like filling out paperwork, just all that shit stuff. I remember driving went to the Melbourne show and Ava and I had the best day and I was just like, I can do this.
Oh,
I'll be okay. It was like I remember it clear as day. And I think no negative to my ex-husband at all, but that you always have, I guess you have these moments in life where something switches, doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
But that was
and you can't undo it. Like once it's done, that switch, I get that switch. I've had that switch. Switch is like
wild.
It doesn't matter what comes after this. I can't flip it back.
No.
It is, but that is, any woman that is having those moments, remember this because that
it means something.
Is so defining and like that gave me goosebumps. Fuck, that is powerful.
Yeah, just being, knowing that I would be okay on my own.
Yeah.
And love my own company, as in not my business, myself.
Yeah.
Like, it took me kind of ages to be okay to just enjoy I love being alone now. Like having time to myself, it's so important to have that. But yeah, I remember that moment clear as day.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Huge.
Oh my God, everyone's going to be buying tickets to the Melbourne show this year. If they're ones that are questioning where they're at in their dynamics.
I'm not condoning separation.
No, but I mean, things run their courses. Like if you didn't have that, then you wouldn't have met Luke. You wouldn't have Hazel and Goldie.
Exactly.
Like, it all works full circle. I'm a step parent.
And we wouldn't have that undies video.
100%.
You wouldn't.
And the new one to come. But it is. I'm a step parent myself. It has to go that way. And like we have a similar dynamic where we're all one big happy family now. But it needs to play out and do that so that because if that doesn't happen, then our littles don't exist, our businesses, our lives. Yeah. Nothing.
100%.
So I love that you've shared that moment. Yeah. Thank you. That's fucking powerful.
Jess, I want to wrap on a question that I think is really powerful. I want you to think about how your three girls, what they would say about their mum. Obviously, Hazel and Goldie's might change in a few years, being so little. But in a few years' time, if we sat down with your daughters and said, describe your mum, tell us about your mum, what would they say about you?
Oh my God. That is so hard. I can't even I don't know.
Or how do you want them to remember you?
I just want them to know the happiest version of me, and I know that that is me working and giving them the best life possible, because I feel like I am a better mum working than I am being a stay-at-home mum. So I think that they're not going to remember that, if I got home later and didn't put them to bed or whatever. Like, I want them to remember, they'll watch this on YouTube for however long. Like, Ava still asks all the time to watch my online academy. So I feel like they'll think I'm cool now. If
you need to bring that back, I'm telling you, because there's going to be lots of people that are like, I need the online academy. So that'll be getting a resurrection, guys. Don't worry. Dust her off.
My eyebrows are a bit dark in that. I might just need to change it. But yeah, I just want them to remember that, I was happy and hardworking, and I want them to hopefully one day be like that, or inspire them to be like that, and know that they can, do anything.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That is such a fucking good, like, being known to being happy. That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, because it's taken a bit. There's definitely lots of ups and downs in my life. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that you've shared that. That's so fucking special. Thank you so much.
Jess, what can we plug? I know you've got some things coming
Fucking,
up.
I'm
but
going to
we
get
wanna-
these out right now.
We want to, well, we're very excited because we got the JL Glide and the JL
That's
Sleek.
just the bag. Hang on. It's gonna be-
If you
get it
own
out.
a hair salon, our Uber Eats is here as well. Thank you so much.
this
We
is
want some
great.
salads. The JL Glide, that's more of your wet brush and brushing out
Smoothing
waves.
brush,
Yep.
yeah.
The
Look at
Sleek, which I'm excited to try
This
because
will slick you.
that's
You'll
the
look bald-
best
You'll
slick
look bald
bun.
like me.
if you'll be doing this after we get off.
And I
you're gonna
also feel
slick
like
down
that's
some
good
of
one
the-
for kids.
Literally.
Hair.
This
Yeah,
is the one
brush.
that Hazel does with
Yes.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one that we're
So we've got
after.
the tools.
Yeah.
What else have you got going on? Are you still doing apprentice takeover?
Yep, so I've got a couple of education things
So
which have
good.
been
We need
exciting.
to do that in our salon too.
We
Look at
do.
me just getting excited about everything. Like, yeah, we'll be doing it. I mean, can I be the apprentice? I'm fully qualified.
So many people,
and I don't hairdress anymore.
so many people are like, my apprentice, she doesn't like to drive on her own. Like,
I'll
can
have
I
to
come
be
to
there
you? I was
as
like,
well.
oh, sorry, no, you can't. But doing a bit more education and just like easing back into it.
So good.
Because when I did so much of it last time, I got burnt out,
Yes.
didn't like it, and then I felt like the industry was flooded with it. So I was just like, just easing back and doing it when I feel like I love it and it makes me excited. As soon as something doesn't make me excited, I'm like, okay, see ya. Like,
The best.
yeah.
You can really
So
trust your gut.
the brushes but I'm lucky enough that I've got Luke helping me with that too. So yeah, and then
good.
a bit more education next year, and I think just
So can you tell people about what you actually do with the apprentice takeover?
Yeah.
So with the apprentice takeover, we keep it simple. We do one model. We don't have two models going at once, it's just so that they don't get overwhelmed or they don't feel uncomfortable just teaching them the fundamentals and even just letting them ask. My favorite thing actually was letting them ask me questions that they might not feel comfortable to ask their boss on, or how I would, if they asked me that, how I would, like I gave some hard truths, like someone, I can't remember what she might have asked, but I said, oh, well, you just need to toughen up a little bit. Like, let's stop being so precious. Like, you're here to build a career. Yes, work-life balance, but we need to work hard to get that balance. You don't just get handed the balance on a plate. It's what does my head in sometimes, is the entitlement of people wanting that work-life balance, but you got to work to get it. So teaching them about that, teaching them all things about social media. It's just a really easygoing day, not too intense that makes them feel like, I mean, even I know when I go to workshops, sometimes I sit there, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Because I'm not a smart hairdresser. I'm very much like, if you tested me on a bit of paper,
When people are like, what are the chemicals? I'm like, yeah. What the
I'm like,
ingredients?
peroxide?
Yeah. Someone said that about
I just
Ammonia
guessed.
free?
we had that with a recent training, and they were talking about hair cutting, like angles and things. I was like, oh, I don't know. I was like,
Literally,
I don't know
ask
any
the
of them.
girl. So
They're like,
I
oh,
know.
have you heard of this cut? I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Well, we're going to throw to a team member for this one, I think.
that's a good
I
idea.
do know, but I will let you answer first. So yeah, that was what I was
But
going to say.
teaching them that's okay
It's
too, because
okay.
everyone has different learning styles. And so,
It's such a
That's so
cool,
exciting.
unique concept.
It's so
No
good.
one's
Yeah.
doing this. I think it's like we need to do this in our salon. We
was
need
gonna say,
to
we'll be seeing
get
you.
our
because
girls in with
apprentices
you.
are a dying breed at the moment. So it's trying to build them back
Yeah.
up. And I get to do it alongside Kat that works with me as well. So that's nice because she loves education. So being able to
Beautiful.
like keep her motivated, she keeps me motivated. So yeah, it's
Oh,
huge. So
how
exciting.
good.
Yeah.
Magic.
Jess Lewis, I want to really let you know how much you have influenced our industry and completely changed our industry. You have empowered so many women through so many different avenues, being candid about mental health, showing women that you can have it all, showing people different types of maternity leaves have been so expansive, running this incredible salon, working with family, and then
Showing Luke in his
Also-
undies.
also showing Luke in his undies, which is one of the biggest legacy
That's right.
pieces to date.
100%.
But I really want to honour you because
Yeah.
you've been
Thank you.
huge for millennial women in business, like us.
Especially with
It's
us.
been-
You've been so fucking
Thank
impactful.
you.
It's
So
been
thank you
really
so
pivotal and
much.
it's been a privilege to watch you blossom and bloom. Thank you for all the work that you do in our industry and for what you've done and for being here today.
We're so grateful.
That's so nice.
No, you are magic. I'm so excited. Ava, enjoy this episode with Mum. We'll replay this.
Cool.
That's right. Mum's super
Mum is
cool.
cool.
Mum's the coolest.
Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Conscious Salon Podcast.
Love you guys. Stay conscious.